good morning. Welcome to the show. This is Deadbeat Sun, the first episode of my show. I'm your host for this episode and for all of them. But for today, this one. My name's Trey. I'm a comedian. I put clips online. If anyone's watching this, it's most likely why. I'll put a clip up.
We get so hopped up, involved with what's going on in the world, we get distracted by it all, that we let witches come back. Witches are just back, and they're disguised as bisexuals, okay? Right in front of us, dude. Are you one of them? You're one of them, dude. Keep your powers away from me, bro. I'm gonna have to weigh you in a duck. See what happens, man.
That one actually just got removed from Instagram for hate speech, but I'll talk about that later. This is the show. It's called Deadbeat Sun, and I wanted to make something, a show, podcast that allows people to learn from my mistakes and from others. We'll have guests on the show. But, we all have, if you're lucky, you grew up with people, role models, influencers, not today's influencers, but role models that you could, sort of try to follow in their footsteps. You go, oh, they did this, A, B, and C. Here's a way to succeed with that. But for a lot of us, myself included, our examples were what not to do. Our lessons were, make sure not to be like that. And I think those are just as important. Those are just as valuable. If you can learn from other people's mistakes, save yourself the trouble, So that's what this show is for. We'll talk about a different lesson, or we'll talk about tell some stories that will, hopefully take a lesson away from that. And have people, other degenerates on the show, other curmudgeons, to tell us their stuff. So thanks for tuning in. I'm excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Okay, so that video. We'll start with that. Man, I have no problem with the LGBTQA plus community, nor do I have an issue with the witch / mythological creature community. It's just a joke. Obviously, I was at a comedy show and I did it. In a way, so according to Instagram, or somebody who didn't like it, somebody on Instagram, calling witches, saying that witches are disguised as bisexuals is hate speech, when it's really only, isn't it only, it would only be an insult, it would only be hate speech if there was something wrong with being bisexual, right? So who's really the bigot here? Is it me who just made an observation? By the way, in that clip, okay, at that show, there was a woman sitting right in the front row who, her friend, as I was doing that bit, her friend kept pointing at her. And that's when I go, is it you? Are you one of them? And then she's laughing. She goes, yeah. She's laughing. I was like, oh, dude, you're one of them, bro. And they were psyched. They were, happy to be a part of it. The amount of people who saw that appropriately and as a joke, the vast majority of people took it well. Even if they were bisexual and or a witch, they got the joke. They felt like, oh, hey, he called me out. Oh, got me, People like to get got. And so I wonder if it was a bisexual witch who who saw it and didn't like it, And I guess I'd rather have a post from Instagram removed than have her put a hex on me, So, but maybe this is part of it. Maybe this is part of her spell. So, if you're out there, whoever did it, come talk to me. Hey, shoot me a message. We'll figure it out. Tell me what your issue is with it. If you are a witch and or bisexual and you found that offensive, I'd love to know why. Or there's a very good chance you're just somebody who's offended on behalf of bisexual witches, which in that case, I don't know. I don't have time for that. Because you're just not going to make everybody happy. That's what I learned. That's what I've learned in the last few months of, posting and stuff on Instagram. I had a number of my clips got some good views. So with that comes a lot of attention, messages, DMs, comments from people who are both happy and not happy about what I'm saying. It's only, the only other, I've had, people say all sorts of stuff they don't like. I had this one joke about saying how I want to date a girl who's racist. Well, that's not what I said. I said I want to date a girl who's not like other girls, whatever. I started putting, because people will take it seriously. They'll in the comments, you affiliate with racists. You are attracted to racism. Like that's not even close to what I'm saying. So in response to this, to people taking things seriously, I started putting in parentheses on my captions. I put these are jokes, just so for those people who watch it, take it seriously. Oh, you said, and I goes, please refer to the caption under the video. But because of that, I start putting that in the captions for all my videos. Now, every time in every video, there's people commenting on that part of it, saying, "Oh, wow, comedian. Oh, wow, sad day when a comedian has to, emphasize or has to preface with, this is a joke." It's like, or people say, "Oh, your stuff must not be funny if you have to tell us that you're joke." That's not quite it. I put it there because people just want to be mad at something. You're not going to make them all happy. I get it from both angles. Like I put up a joke about calling things gay, about how we used to call things gay a lot when we were kids. And in that same day, I got a message from somebody saying how that they said, that bit you do about everything being gay is really homophobic. They said, I know what you're trying to do, but you missed the mark. And said, signed, an angry, formerly closeted, non-binary, trans, queer kid. And I replied, thanks, but I'm actually gay. I'm not, but we like to have fun, right? I said, hey, what harm could it do, right? So I said, thanks, but I'm actually gay. And this person, just a total 180. They went from, they were singing a different tune, I'll tell you that much. They went from saying, you're homophobic, you're this and that. I said, oh, I'm gay, actually. And they go, oh, really? Oh, well, in that case, maybe you were trying to make fun of, maybe you were being ironic and making fun of how the homophobia was prevalent at the time and how this and that. And I see what you were going for here, and it's actually a clever joke. I just sat there and enjoyed it, because this person who's supposedly standing up for, an ostracized community, or trying to defend, rail against hate speech and saying that I'm, homophobic, and standing up for the LGBTQA plus community that way. But then to do a total 180 once it's like, um, it's like tribal, it's like you're not wearing, it's like, oh, you're wearing a blue shirt and what you're saying is wrong and mean. And I go, oh, actually I'm wearing a red shirt. And then they're like, oh, okay, never mind then. Oh, okay, in that case, very clever stuff. Oh, in that case, clever stuff. Um, okay, so in the same day, I got that, and then I got another message from somebody else saying, I thought you were funny until I realized that you were gay. And, I mean, so, well, he didn't quite say that. He actually said, I thought you were funny till I realized you smoked poles and took it in holes. So, I don't, and weird to be homophobic, but then also rhymey and kind of fun with it. It's a weird combo, smoking poles and taking it in holes. That's a very I've never even heard that phrase before, and this guy did. So it must be something that happens a lot. But then also to realize that something like that, that's pretty big, I was thinking about that. Was he looking through all my jokes, and then I imagine he's got the cork board with the red yarn, and he's got pictures of me, on stage, and or he's got my videos playing, whatever, and he's just like, oh my, wait a minute, something's not adding up here. And then he's like, oh my, wait a minute. And then on the board he writes, smoking poles, taking it in holes. That's, I don't know how he realized it. I haven't, it's not like I've been leaving clues. I don't know. I'm not that, I don't think I'm obvious about, I don't know. I don't really talk about sex stuff that much, but the jokes about sex I do, the sex jokes I do have, usually straight, in nature. So, but the point is, you're not gonna please everybody, and that's what I've learned over the last few months. Is, the gay people don't like the joke. Gay people don't like the joke because I'm straight, and then straight people don't like it because I'm gay. So, I don't know. I guess I gotta be bisexual. I guess so, right? Is that the only... No, because that's not half straight. That's half gay. I don't know. But man, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to please these people, man. Not that I'm trying to, because enough people like it. You get enough people. I get overwhelmingly positive from people who hey, hey, I'm gay and that was funny, or, which even then it's okay, well, fine, I don't care. I really don't. It's nice if because I'm not making fun of other people. I'm usually just making fun of myself, right? So it's I don't have jokes about groups of people. I don't have a joke about gay people. I have a joke about calling things gay, or if I don't, it's not about necessarily gay people are like this. Or it's I dated a girl and now she's gay, and so that's about me, having feminine qualities. So even when people or I did a show in Phoenix. I was in Phoenix a few weeks ago, and after the show, I was walking to the bathroom, and this guy, he goes, "Hey, pretty funny." He goes, I walked by, and he goes, "Hey, you were pretty funny. Or, I mean, you were great, man. You were great." And I was like, "Nah, I heard you. I heard you say pretty funny. I'll take that. It's fine, you know." I was like, "No, I heard pretty funny. It's okay." And he's like, "No, I mean it, man. I mean it." And he goes, "Hey, you made a black man laugh. You know that means something." I was like, "Hey, yeah, all right, great, but I don't care. I mean, I'd be, you should be, right? Everyone should be. Like, I don't. It's not. I don't know. It's not more impressive, I think, to make a black guy laugh, because my stuff isn't like. There's no reason you shouldn't laugh. So, I don't know, man. If I did though, that I'd be nervous for sure. If I had a joke about like, in nature, it was like ha ha gay people or ha ha black people. Like I don't think that's good comedy. So, um, but yeah, you're not gonna please everybody. So don't try. Don't try to please everybody. Try to do your stuff. Um, if you're a creative type, if you make anything, if you or even just presenting yourself, you don't try to please everyone, man. Don't go out of your way. Don't go out of your way for sure. Stay in your way. Be in your way. Because you'll find people. Unless your way is absolutely crazy and dangerous, then people will not probably associate with that. But I think for the most part, people are pretty chill. Look how big the anime community has gotten. Like, I'm not into it, but I like that they like stuff. Fine, go. I don't care. Um, yeah, you'll see, because people who cares too much, about someone's opinion, like about others' opinion, about how they're presented, about how they're perceived by people, that they end up not having anything. They have no substance, there's nothing there. And you'll just go crazy. Like, if I took all these comments, and sometimes I do, sometimes they get to me, because some are pretty good, most of them are dumb, like the mean ones. I mean, I'll get a lot of, there's always comments that are like, "Oh, this is a Family Guy joke. This is a South Park joke." Someone, like, this weekend, I was with Mark Norman all weekend. I was filming for him, and I was doing some spots on the shows. And so I'm sitting there in the green room with him. I'm looking through the comments on the latest video, and someone goes, "This is you stole this from Mark Norman." They go, "This is a Mark Norman bit." And I'm sitting there, and I turned to Mark. "Hey, Mark, is this? Hey, Mark, this guy thinks I stole your joke." And Mark's like, "Well, what's the joke?" And then I told him, and he goes, "No, I don't have anything." He goes, "Oh, I got one thing that's it's different." It's a totally different thing. And so okay, and I messaged him back and said, "Hey, check with Mark. It's cool." Like, to get, I don't know who they're, what, like, that was it. That was the top for them, for this person commenting. Like, it got to Mark Norman, which is, crazy. Because he would never have seen that comment. And that's the ultimate goal, right? I think, for this person, I imagine, if, like, they're saying I stole Mark's joke. I imagine that the ultimate goal for them is for that information to get back to Mark somehow, right? Because that's the only outcome I can imagine. So, and I did that for them. And he said, "That person is an idiot." So thank you, Mark. But man, you've seen, yeah, and so the um, people who leave comments at all, first of all, I don't know what to say to you. Thank you, mostly, because they're mostly nice and mostly good and positive and encouraging. Um, but it is still interesting to me for anyone to leave a comment on anything. Like, even when I see people tagging their friends in the comments, I'm like, what do you... I don't know. I just send it to them. What are you doing? But I like it, though. It helps the algorithm. It helps, all that good stuff. So keep doing it, please. Even, I don't know. Say mean stuff, too. I don't care. It'll help. Anytime, like, I have this one joke about hanging out with a girl back in college. And it happened. It was a real story, but I made it a joke. But the story is I was hanging out with this girl in college, and while we're hanging out, she got a dick pic from another dude, which happens in college. I've never sent one. Well, except for, well, let me finish the story. So she gets it, from this guy, and she's like, oh God, what am I going to do? Jeez, she showed it to me, She's like, what do I say to that? And I said, yeah, this will be funny. So I grabbed her phone, and then I took a picture of my member, and I sent it to the guy, right? And so that's the only one I've ever sent. And what was the point of this story? Oh, yeah. So that's a joke I do. Posted it. I did it, filmed it, clipped it, put it online. Oh, my God. All these people saying, you stole this from this guy. You stole this from this guy. All one guy. And people were, like, tagging him. They were putting the link to his Comedy Central special where he does that joke, that bit. And it's very, very similar. But it's similar in that we both figured out in the joke, the joke is that you send a dick pic back to a dick pic, right? That's the whole joke. And hey, not that hard, not that complicated of a joke, I wrote it when I was like 18 in college, because that's when it happened. That's when that experience happened, and then it took me probably like a couple months to realize I should say this on stage. So I know that my conscience is clear, And it got to me. I was messaging all these people, like my friends and stuff. I was like, hey, this is what's happening. I'm getting called out. People are saying I stole this joke. And the consensus I got was, yeah, who cares? We're not all... there's so much out there that odds are pretty good that a lot of us have thought of the same thing. And let's be real, this isn't that complicated of an idea. Same thing happened this weekend. Mark Norman's feature act, his buddy Sean Murphy, has this joke about strip clubs and guys going to strip clubs. And I just posted a clip with that joke. With a joke I do about strip clubs, and I heard him do it for the first time this weekend, and as he started it, he's talking about going to the strip club with your boys. I'm just like, oh God, here we go. I'm gonna have to do all this. Gonna have to have an awkward conversation. Hey, I do this, and and he's gonna be like, well, I've done it forever, and I told him, I was like, hey man, I got this bit. It's about the same thing you do. And then I told him. He's like, oh, no, that's different. Totally different. And then even he said to me, he goes like, yeah, strip club boners, it's not that original. So I guess maybe the point is I gotta be a better writer, be more original, and this won't happen. But also, like it'd be like if you accuse someone of, kind of like if you accuse someone of ripping off a knock knock joke, or it's like we all probably have done this already at some point. So maybe not a knock knock joke, but don't try to please everyone. You'll go absolutely crazy. I know this guy who, like, a bunch of my friends who are like YouTubers or whatever, influencers, they have to take breaks, like life breaks from social media, from posting, from all this stuff, because they actually go crazy. Like it's all ages too. I've got friends younger than me, like in their early 20s, who are not well, and then guys in their 40s, who, and they're successful. Like, they're successful and they go hard, but then it takes a toll, man. And you don't even have to be successful to lose your mind doing something like that. You could just be anybody. So try to be you as best you can. The internet makes it pretty easy. It makes it a lot easier to do that. All right, I'm happy with this. I like this show. Do you like it? Okay. Episodes will be out every Tuesday on YouTube. Spotify and Apple is coming. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to write into the podcast of any stories or lessons that you've learned that you're comfortable with me sharing, go ahead and email deadbeatsunpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll put the good ones out. Check out my live dates. Go to check out my Instagram for live dates. I got a weekend coming up headlining at Wise Guys in Ogden, Utah. If you're in that area, August 26th and 27th, you can get tickets, wiseguyscomedy.com. Check out the clips, check out the pod, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Yeah, take care.